Hi, this is Pastor Randy. Early this spring, I went out to mow the grass around our fields. My wife said it was dry enough to mow, but she warned me that it was wet down in the low places. I felt that I was being very careful, trying to get as close as I could, but one wheel slipped into the muddy spot, and after a few efforts to break it free, I found myself stuck right in the middle of it, unable to move forward or backwards. It was too heavy for me to move, and an attempt to pull it out with the lawn tractor was futile. I gave up, angry with myself for getting into that mess, and embarrassed that my new mower would be stuck out in the yard for days until it dries enough for me to get it free. I got on my lawn tractor and finished the mowing job I had started. As I was mowing next to the blacktop, I noticed that right across the road was a 3 by 3.5 foot piece of plywood laying on the bank. It had been there for weeks, actually months. I thought someone would pick it up, but they didn't. I had planned to pick it up myself, but it was not in a very good place to stop my truck safely, and I hadn't gotten around to it because I would have to carry it for a long way to get up to our driveway. But now it was right there, a few feet away. I picked it up and was pleased to find that it wasn't as heavy as I thought it would be. I placed it on my lawn tractor and carried it back to my stuck lawnmower. By this time, my cousin's sons had arrived to mow the actual yard proper at my house, and one of them saw me putting the plywood in behind the lawn tractor, so he grabbed his helper and they came and gave me a push up back out of the hole that I had made for myself. I was, of course, happy to be free, but more than that, I was happy because of the way God had put everything together at the right time to deliver me. He had pointed out the plywood months before. It was placed right in the handiest of spots for me to grab for this purpose, and my cousin's sons arrived just at the time of need. David wrote in Psalm 40, "He lifted me out of a slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God." I sometimes don't heed the warnings I'm given. I make a mess of things. Maybe you do too. But I thank God for plywood and guys who will give Guy a hand in a good push, and for a God who works all things together for good for those who love him. Until next time, this is Pastor Randy. Be safe, love one another, and trust in God.